Okay, no, we're calling Dory, and we're going to do a little test that way.
Okay.
Our little testing. Testicles, testicles.
I don't think that's what you mean.
Mighty man, Hey.
I don't think that's right either.
Her phone's just ringing.
Ringing off the hook.
The voicemail for Dale and Dory.
Damn.
Please leave a message, and we'll return your call as soon as possible.
I have to look and see what
Thank
her
you.
cell phone is.
That's good radio.
Woohoo! Hey, Dory. You're on the air with Cass and Dan.
This is Cass and Dan. Welcome to our show.
Welcome to our show, and we've got to have your answering machine. We were calling to see if we were going to do lunch today. It's a little bit before 12. I'm going to call you on your cell phone. This is exciting radio, ladies and gentlemen.
This is Cass and Dan. Welcome to this is our show. Maybe we hope it gets better.
Well, right now, ladies and gentlemen, you get to hear me find Dory's phone number. Let's see if we can call her. I think this show is just dedicated to calling people. Let's just call people we know.
Let's call people we don't know.
And say.
And introduce ourselves.
Hi, this is Cassie and Dan.
Hello? Hang on just a second.
Okay. You're just on the radio.
Hello?
You're just on the radio. Just. Hi, Dory.
Hi.
Good morning. You're on the air.
I'm on the air.
Yeah.
You're on
This
the
is my
air.
forum. I'm ready to go.
Well, we don't know. Are you ready to go?
I guess. What's the topic?
We were hoping you were going to bring one. That's why we were calling to see if you had a topic.
Don't you surprise me with a call and then make me have the topic.
We thought that would make much better radio than what we might have planned in advance.
All right. Let's see. Well, there's so many things. Where to start?
That is good radio. Please do the clicking again.
If we agree, then why are we arguing?
It's
What
only
did you say, Dan?
If we agree, then why are we arguing?
it's only funny after we've argued
Yeah,
for a really
it
long
doesn't
time.
make
So
any
it doesn't make any sense out of
out of the blue,
contents,
yeah.
man.
Out of
Contents?
Text. Yeah.
You're the arguers.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Dan and I take a big sigh. Yeah.
If you could just agree on my way, it would be so much better if you just come around to my way of thinking.
I'm thinking that you're probably correct with that. It'd be so much better for you.
For everybody. Oh, for everybody.
For everybody.
For me. So what do you? So should we come over in a little while, or what's up?
Yeah, we're doing our radio show. So
Who else over?
just me and Dan.
Okay. Well, I'm with Dale. We're shopping right now. We're over at the nursery getting some steaks and stuff for the yard and some dirt.
I was thinking
And
you
then
were
we got a
getting some
couple of
food
errands,
steaks.
and we'll come by.
And we're really hungry, so we're planning on getting some lunch.
You're really hungry?
Yeah, so after we finish this radio show.
Okay.
Okay, so the front door. Dan, did you leave the front door unlocked?
You were there last.
Dang.
But I never
Why
leave
don't I
things
call you
unlocked,
when I get
so.
there, and then you can let us in the garage?
Okay, call me on my home phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, babe.
Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye. Why is that funny?
It's
You're all it's of great amusement to you. Call me on my home phone. Why is that funny? I want you to explain to the listening audience, none of them, why that's funny.
It is really funny to me, guys.
Yeah? Okay. This is a Simpsons episode. You know that, don't you? As most of life is. You know, Homer got a prescription for medical marijuana, and so now he was laughing at everything. And then, and Mr. Burns needed somebody to laugh at his jokes because they're not funny. But Homer found everything funny, so Homer got a promotion to executive vice president.
So he got to smoke pot, and
he was laughing at everything.
He got to smoke pot, and
medicinal marijuana for his eyes.
Hey.
And everything was funny.
That's
so
good.
Him and Otto are upstairs upstairs in the attic watching the Three Stooges, laughing their asses off. And Marge is yelling at him. to go do something. And Homer goes, the minute I graduate, I am out of here. Hey, there's a kitty. Ooh, tickle my leg. So, what are you going to do about that sort of thing? We talked about this before.
Hey.
This probably isn't a subject we can discuss for real, is it?
No.
No, there's some things that need to remain hidden.
Some things are secret.
Some things need to remain hidden.
The thing that I was laughing about with Dory was because on the show when she calls, she'll call on the home phone and she'll be on the show still.
And should we not tell her? Should we try and embarrass her or something? Yeah.
No, I just thought it would be funny to say, you're on the air. I just thought it would be funny if she called, But she won't know that she's like our first caller.
Valencia, you're on the air.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was laughing about, thinking, hey, Dory's going to be our first call.
Go ahead, Southern California. Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, but it really made me really, really, really laugh.
So let's talk about business then, since we need to talk about it anyway. I know it's not good radio, but let's talk about it anyway.
No, let's not talk about that. Not here, not now.
Why not? Why can't we talk about anything?
We can talk about anything.
Well, that's my point.
I'd rather... Huh?
That's my point.
Well, I'd rather
and
talk about
this is something we need to talk about. So you and I discuss...
Yabba, bubba. Bubba. No, what I think that we should actually talk about is two things. One is I think we should call Grandma and see if she's home.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, let's not call Grandma right now.
And wish her happy memorial. And
let's not call Grandma right now. Let's not call Grandma.
She'll tell us what's going on back there. And also then you'll get to hear about family. You want to know why?
No.
your lips.
If you wish to tell me more, then I guess I'll listen. Since I have paid for the headphones, I've paid for the hour. So,
huh? What?
It's a psychoanalytical joke. I paid for the hour, so yeah, go ahead and talk.
Oh, okay. It's like you're already in, so you might as well just listen.
Yeah, in for a penny, in for a pound. So if you want to talk some more, go ahead.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
It's a British thing. It's money. They're talking about money still.
Okay.
You never heard that before?
No, but money makes the world go round.
How about throwing good money after bad? Have you heard that expression before?
Money makes world
a dollar
go
waiting on
round.
a dime. Have you heard that expression before?
What was that?
Dollar waiting on a dime.
Dollar waiting on a dime.
No? Never. Does it make sense to you?
No.
This is. Remember Donna was talking about those psychoanalytic tests they give you. What were they?
Am I going to fail?
People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, and they ask you if you know what that means, and if you do, you're sane. How is that a test?
I'm not sure. That was a really bizarre test, because what if you never heard that metaphor before?
Right.
It certainly was a metaphor and some type of fairy tale. People that live in glass houses should not throw stones, not rocks.
Was that what she said, rocks?
I think she said rocks.
Oh, I don't recall.
I thinks.
Oh.
I thinks, me thinks.
Me thinks.
Me thinks, therefore I am.
So you wanted to tell me why I have to listen. Wait. Tell me why I have to listen to you telling me why. Let's go back one step further. And you give me a reason why I need to listen to you telling me a reason. Wow. That we have to listen to, that we should call Grandma Vassal, who I've seen once in my life.
Really? You've only seen once?
Well, maybe
in your adult life?
Maybe a couple times.
In your adult life?
In my adult life, definitely once.
You don't know who your dad's side of your family is, do you?
No.
I'm asking you you don't know who your dad's
like
side of the family is.
Like there's an answer to that question, right?
Well, there is an answer to the question.
There is? Yes, I do, don't, or no, I do. I mean, what am I supposed to say?
I just didn't even realize that you haven't been back there very often. I'm pretty familiar with the people
once
back there.
In 20 years.
Once in 20 years.
In 25 years, probably.
See, well, I have friends back there. I have 4 or 5 friends back there, so I often go there and visit and run into people and then make sure I say hi to everybody. It's quite odd.
In what way? Please, share. In what way?
They're super nice people.
They are. They're wonderful people.
They are just really nice people.
Right.
They're fat.
Right. And they drink and smoke constantly.
And play card games and bowl.
They're super nice people.
And things that I don't do.
Yeah.
But they're super super nice people.
Yeah, I agree. They're very nice people.
But when I'm there, I'll drink with them and play cards with them because they're very fun. And it was very fun when we were there.
Cool.
They were really super. It was fun because when we were playing the cards, we were laughing, and it's a bonding thing.
Right.
And
when I'm with people one-on-one, I generally enjoy people's company, but to try and maintain a long-distance relationship over the phone with someone that I really have very little in common with, except we're erect bipeds.
How about that you have the same DNA, dude?
Well, we all have the same DNA. I mean, we're all human, I mean, I've sort of come to the conclusion, and this it really comes back to our brother Mark. I mean, I realize that having common parents isn't really enough reason to be friends. Is that sad? Is that tragic? Is that unfortunate? Am I a bad guy?
No, you're not a bad guy. You're not a bad guy at all. You're a really nice guy. You're a really nice person.
The expression is all men are my brothers. And we're all brothers. But just because we had the same, I've reached a point where...
We're not really all brothers.
Except for the sisters?
Well, I think that we're all human beings. But
right.
Brother does have a connotation to something, and it means some type of relation. And also, when you're brothers or sisters or related in those capacities as far as families, you should not be having offspring. Okay, so it's important to know who's who in the hierarchy. So you choose wisely for the genes to be.
But that's cultural. And I'm not disagreeing with it. I am saying it's a cultural construct where we say you can't make babies with your family members. Even in the Bible, in the Old Testament, do you know who Lot was?
Mm-mm.
That name doesn't sound familiar. How about Lot's wife? Does that sound familiar?
No, listen. If I don't know Lot, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not going to know Lot's wife.
You're unfamiliar with his spouse.
Oh, yeah, I know her. What?
Lot and Lot's wife and his daughters are the four people. The two daughters are the four people that fled Sodom and Gomorrah when the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. And the Lord said, "Don't look back." And Lot's wife looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. I thought maybe you'd heard that story once.
I think you told me that story before.
I don't think I've ever mentioned Lot to you.
Okay.
I thought maybe you had heard it somewhere else.
I probably
like
did.
From one of your preacher friends.
I have a lot of them.
I know.
I have a lot of
you
people.
You got a lot of Bible thumping friends.
Bible thumping?
But so does everybody, because Bible thumping's really common in this culture.
No, it depends on the Bible. It depends on what and who and how.
I go way back to high school, junior high, having conversations about Jesus and God and the Bible. I can remember way back in high school having conversations with Bible thumpers, and I say that in a pejorative, but I mean it as a term of endearment. I'm
sure you do, in the nicest of ways.
Nice. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah, it's in the nicest of ways, you Bible thumpers.
I don't mean it as a pejorative. I know it sounds like it.
What's that word?
Bible thumper?
Pejoria?
Pejorative.
Oh, pejorative.
Yeah, which means I'm insulting you.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't mean it that way.
I'm learning lots of... You know what? By talking to you, Dan, I'm going to learn a lot of words.
Well, let's hope everybody else does, too.
Oh, no.
No?
Only me.
I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it as a term of endearment, really. But I guess I am patronizing people as well. I mean, I am looking down on them for using the Bible to justify whatever they do, because that's what they're doing.
Well, that's just wrong anyway.
It's just wrong.
But that's not what you mean by Bible thumper.
It's not.
Is it? Because you're just talking about people that are quoting the Bible and using it.
I'm using it to justify whatever they happen to do and whatever they happen to believe. People claim it to be the Word of God, and God doesn't write books. He doesn't need to. If God wants me to know something, He can tell me directly. But my point was that.
I think that was a good point.
Well, my earlier point was that so Lot and his wife and his two daughters fled Sodom and Gomorrah, and she didn't listen to God. And so when she did look back at the city, she was turned into a pillar of salt. That's the punishment. Was turned into a pillar of salt.
You said that?
I did say that. And
what's your frickin' point?
Well, because we were talking about incest.
Yeah.
And as soon as the story in the Bible goes,
then he had to get his daughters pregnant.
Exactly. That's the story in the Bible. But
Sick.
listen,
Sick people.
Listen.
No, I don't.
Listen. The fault in the Bible is laid on Lot's daughters, that they got their father drunk and had sex with him because they wanted to reproduce. And that's just silly. I mean, it's very common in the Bible to blame women. The whole Adam and Eve thing. First,
why are women always getting the bad rap?
The first thing, well, because men are in charge.
Why are men in charge?
Because we're bigger.
Oh.
Because
you're broodier.
Because we're bigger. And the size does rule. Size matters. It really does. If I can.
That's why fat men are like in charge, or men that are big. Ooh, maybe this is Dory.
Valencia, you're on the air.
The area we want to be in anyway.
Valencia, you're on the air.
I'm not, baby. Take me off. You don't have my permission to put me on the air. Hey, do you guys want to meet at a restaurant?
For an audience of none.
What?
For an audience of none.
Best audience of one. Do you want to meet at a restaurant instead of us coming over there since you guys are hungry?
Well, we're going to be doing the show till 12:30. We can do it after that.
Oh, till 12:30?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we might as well come over then. I didn't know that.
You're on the air, Dory. You're part of the show. Woo-hoo!
She said we don't have her permission, so we have.
Oh, we better hang up then.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Are we going to see you over here? She's like all serious.
Yeah. She thinks we're serious.
Oh, that's funny.
Did you want to call the music center? See if they're open tomorrow?
That one's funny.
You calling her back?
Yeah, that's funny. Oh my! Of course, I gotta play on it once. I gotta do something.
She's not gonna answer.
You're on the air. Please state your name.
Are you coming over then?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.
You didn't get that when she said she was coming over? You didn't understand that she was coming over?
No, she goes, okay, bye. She didn't say I'm coming over. That was earlier.
Oh, okay.
Because we hassled her. You never know with the cruises.
You just never know.
You never know.
We're crazy. We're wild.
No.
We're unpredictable.
No.
The very first fault, the very first sin is blamed on Eve.
Damn.
Like she talked him into something he didn't want to do, Why
is naturalness or having babies or having sex somehow bad? Why has it turned into something bad?
Well, it's not about being bad, it's about being responsible. And because if you're married, it's expected for you to make babies.
Okay.
And it's no longer bad. It's when you do it in an irresponsible fashion, which is where you're promiscuous, you're with a lot of people. Unless you're a man, then you're considered a stud. Or if you do it...
But wait a second. Unless you're a man, then you're considered a stud. So if you're with a whole bunch of ladies and you get them all pregnant, you're considered a stud.
Well, on the one side, you're considered a stud.
But a female's considered a whore.
But on the other side, you're also considered irresponsible if you make a bunch of babies and can't afford them. So
I see.
But it's nature makes it feel good, so that we'll do it. I mean, that's what makes us a species. If it didn't feel good, we'd die out. Nature tries everything. Nature tries. People think that all humans are the same, and we're not. We're incredibly diverse. We're incredibly different. We all have things in common, because that works. But we have different sizes, different temperaments, different goals. So nature tries everything, and if there's some advantage to it, then it lives. And there's a huge advantage to enjoying sex. Not necessarily for the woman. She just needs to carry the baby and be maternal. I'm talking here, and you're dialing the phone. Who are you calling?
You'll see.
Guitar Center? Oh, don't call it. I asked you not to.
You didn't ask me not to call this person.
Did
The party
too.
you have called is not available. You may leave a message after the tone.
Hey, Cynthia, you're on the air with Dan and Cass.
And our show. Welcome to our show.
Welcome to our show. We're sorry that you're not there, but we thought that we'd call you to see if you could be there for us.
We need a topic. We need something to talk about.
Anyway, love you. Hope you're having a great day.
Hey,
Bye.
I thought you were gonna ask her about tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, he wants me to come. He wants me to come down there.
It's not what I want.
Yes, it
No, it's not.
He wants me to come down there and then go to a movie down there, which I could.
She needs to trade something in at the Guitar Center. And
I'm going to do that.
And since you and I are already in that neighborhood, I just thought it'd be better for
he's
us.
Turned the thing that I need to do today into tomorrow.
Better for everyone, frankly.
Better for everyone. Don't you love him?
I think it would reduce global warming if she were to come down.
Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Call us with a topic.
Bye. Okay, see, that was fun.
Yeah.
That's a little surprise for you.
We're desperate.
We're desperate for topics. No, actually, we're not that desperate for topics, but...
No, it was a joke.
Because I think the one topic... Well, the thing that we did yesterday when we went and... there's this homeless lady that I...
Met. How did you meet her to begin with?
In a Starbucks. Thank you for the advertising.
Yeah, this story about homeless people is brought to you by Starbucks. And if you're homeless, don't go in there unless you have money. Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
They like you, but they want the money only. They're in business.
Yeah. Love you, Starbucks. Great. Love that mocha frappuccino. And a fabulous muffin. That was a delicious muffin. Yeah.
And I had the cinnamon roll or whatever it was.
So you were in a Starbucks, and she was there.
Yes.
And she was upset about something, and you decided to help her? I mean, I'm curious how this worked out.
No, I saw her. I saw something bad.
Don't whisper. That's terrible radio.
I saw something bad, and I spoke to her about it, and I don't want to say.
Oh.
And so then I went and spoke to her about it.
Oh.
And I gave her some money.
Oh.
And then she's 40. I just started feeling bad for her because she's a little bag of bones and she's crazy. Yeah. And she's on the streets. Yeah. And she's on our streets. And it's unsafe for her and unsafe for us, frankly. And it's just, I don't know what compels me. Just like I don't know what compels her to help people that are less fortunate than herself, which she doesn't have a pot to piss in. And she gives her stuff away and helps other people that are homeless. And she gets hurt by that as well. So,
well, she's had a very rough life, and she told some pretty horrible stories yesterday about her upbringing and about her adulthood even. And she's found this calling. She calls it a calling, where she wants to help people. She wants to help people in a situation that she understands, which is homelessness, and
craziness,
and a bit of insanity as well. So. And I mean, I think that's a good thing. I mean, I think I agree with her that that's one of the reasons we're here, is to help each other. And if you do it at the cost of yourself, then you become less effective in helping people.
I think she does that.
I think so as well. I think she would be better served to improve her lot and then not sacrifice herself. But that's part of her sickness, is that she wants to sacrifice herself. She's a poet, and she's written a poem that I am the price that I must pay. And she means that she must suffer in order to help people. Whereas, and that has to do with boundaries, and it has to do with being enmeshed with people, and it's a powerful sense of empathy for their situation, and she throws herself into their situation instead of trying to bring them into hers. And she does a little bit of that as well, but she doesn't know how to improve their lot anywhere beyond her own.
Well, no one does.
True.
You only have the capacity to know what you know.
So, exactly. We are all prisoners in our own head. So, her challenge then is to solve her own problems, and then to pick up people where she can, and to help people where she can. I think that's everyone's challenge, is to solve your own problems. At some point, if you want to be a lifeguard, you have to be a very strong swimmer. So you have to become a strong swimmer first, and then you can be a lifeguard. You don't get to do both at the same time. You don't get to train, to to be a swimmer while you're a lifeguard already. It doesn't work like that. So you have to become a very strong swimmer, and then you become a lifeguard. And it's a nice metaphor for helping people. I mean, I admire what she does. She does help a lot of people, but she puts herself out there, and she puts herself in really dangerous situations. She does it because she wants to help people. And she really is pretty nutty. And she's had a really rough life, and that's what creates illness and sickness in children and in adults, is being abused and manipulated and confused, and it's tragic. You know, I always say that anybody can make a baby, and they can, and they do. And nature tries everything. It tries higher functioning, it tries lower functioning, it tries giants, it tries midgets. Nature tries everything. If there's an advantage to it, it continues. If there's a disadvantage to it, it dies off. Even within every species, there is different temperaments, there is different attitudes, there is different belief systems. You know, that's why all successful religions have a prohibition against suicide, because that's a real downside for the growth of a religion, is to recommend that that the religion wipe itself out. It doesn't go anywhere then. And all religions also make part of their religion spreading the message. That's what promotes a successful religion. And that's a cultural phenomenon. It's also a social phenomenon. So, what were we talking about? We were talking about how you met Donna.
I think we were talking about...
that's her name.
Yeah, I think we were talking a little bit about yesterday. I think the larger issue, we didn't really start talking about it at all, is really homelessness. And really how the homeless, it's not just them that is being affected. It is actually everyday citizens, myself included, that are being affected, and how we live life because of homeless people living on the street and people being on the street and in the parks. And some of them, half of them probably, are crazy, mentally ill, and they're out on the street, and they don't mean any harm to anybody. But can you imagine yourself being dehydrated, which water is a real hard thing to come by, getting clean and taking a shower, getting your clothes clean, going to the bathroom, just really the most basic of cleanliness is gone and not available to you if you are homeless in any capacity. And then also being out in the sun all day. So first off, you're going to be dehydrated, and then you're going to have also extreme heat on you with not protection and not a way to change that temperature for yourself. It's a really harsh way to have the human body. I don't think responds well, because when I get sunstroke, I can get sunstroke and I can feel very sick and nauseous and not be well. Same thing with not eating properly and not having just the right food. And it doesn't take very much for a human being to be okay every day and to have the right food. It really doesn't.
So we have a predicament, and we have a challenge between cause and solution. You talk about the effect that the problem of homelessness has on the culture.
I think a huge effect on the culture. It's how we respond to people. It's how we don't look at each other's eyes and say hello when we walk.
Well, that's just because there's so many people around. You get tired of saying hello. You see 1,000 people in a day. I would get really tired of saying hello. You would have waved everybody on the freeway. Is that what you want? When you live in a small town, you see somebody on the road, you wave to them, right? That's what you're talking about. But you drive on the highway, you see 2 million people in a frickin' day. I got to keep my hands on the wheel, okay? I can. There's just too many. There's too many people to say hello to everybody. So you want to examine the problem of homelessness, and you want to try and examine the causes, and you want to understand the causes, and from that maybe you can develop a policy to address the problem so that people don't reach the point where they are homeless. But like you said, a lot of them are crazy.
A lot of them were in institutes, and they don't have the programs.
Institutions.
Yeah.
Institute is a good place.
Oh, is that like an academy?
That's like a college or something. Yeah.
Aha.
Yeah.
Well, some of them get to do that too.
Yeah. Some of them are very high functioning.
Donna, I think, is high functioning.
I agree.
I think she's high functioning, and I think she understands the system and is very smart, and she's worked the system a lot. She does find a system and works it. It's just
Right.
not stupid.
Right.
And there are a lot of systems out there to work. There's a lot of government programs to work.
To help the homeless.
Supposedly to help the homeless. And yet it's not.
What do you mean supposedly?
Well, supposedly to help
from that
them.
statement, you're saying they're not.
Well,
But they are. They're helping a lot of people. There's a lot of government programs that are helping a lot of people.
but we're not doing something really fundamentally correct. There's something fundamentally wrong with that. They're like little Band-Aid things, Dan. You know?
I don't know what you expect. We talk about the government as if it's some
No, I
external
only expect
entity.
one thing. I only expect one thing. There's only one thing that I expect. I don't expect any money to go to any bureaucrat or any administrator. Okay? What I do expect is I expect that the money that goes towards the homeless is for a room for them to get a shower, a bath, clean their clothes, and have a place to go to the bathroom and get out of the sun. I would rather have my money go there. They get my money already. They get $400 or $500 a month.
Let's make sure we're talking about the right things here.
Yeah, it's called general relief.
Well, you say they, and then you say you don't want
Homeless.
and then you say you don't want administrators to get any of the money.
That's right. Because, see, right now there's a lot of
Then
programs.
why are they administrating the services?
They're administrating
Out of the goodness
policies.
of their heart? How are they supposed
I'm
to
saying,
eat?
no, Dan, what do you mean?
You said that the administrators shouldn't get any money.
Dan, if you're paying for a place to live, there's a landlord there. And you're paying the landlord to take care of the place. And we're paying for a place to live that will have a shower, a home, a room.
Okay.
That costs way less than $500 a month. I promise that. If we had tenement houses or whatever, even if downtown, there's a lot of condemned places. I'd rather have my money be spent there. And then that's a place for them to go.
Well,
They're there anyway.
You're wrong about costs.
Why? Apartments are $500, $600.
That place feeds them too.
What's that?
That place feeds them
What
too.
place?
The
What
place
place?
you're staying in.
That's fine. I'm not asking them to feed them.
They need to eat.
Dan, I'm going to give them a room and a place to go to. I'm sure they can figure out the eating part. They eat out of garbage cans right now. Okay? They'll figure out the eating part because they'll find a job and get some food. And that's how that works, because if you hand people the food and they don't think that they need to do something for it, and that I'm telling you, you don't build self-respect.
Don't get mad at me, but you're handing them an apartment, though.
That's right.
So it's okay to hand them an apartment, but it's not okay to hand them food?
You know what I'm handing them? I'm handing them a chance.
You're handing them money.
A chance.
You're handing them money.
No, I'm not handing them money.
For an
Because
apartment.
we're handing them money right now.
Whether you're handing them goods or services?
We're handing them money right now. We're handing them actual cash that they don't have any clue how to use properly to get out of way. Frankly. They're in my eyesight as well, and they're part of something that I need to deal with.
You?
Yes, it does, absolutely.
Because you want to fix it.
No, I don't like dirty, smelly people sitting on the street. I don't like it. I don't think it's right. I don't think they should.
Why does it bother you?
Because they're dirty, smelly, stinky, and then they ask me for money and ask me to help them.
And why is that a problem for you?
Well, what do you mean?
I don't understand why that's a problem for you.
What do you mean?
It's
Isn't it a problem for you? I don't want to be bothered, first off, when I'm walking down the street.
You don't want to be bothered?
Yeah, I don't want to be bothered with...
Well, I mean, that's life, Cass.
What do you mean?
That's life. It's like saying you don't want to stop at red lights.
I don't want to stop at red lights either. I wish there was only green, always, for me.
What is.
I already know that.
Apparently not.
What do you mean?
Well, you're acting like...
I'm acting like what? Like I want to change it.
Like you want to solve it to suit you.
Well, doesn't everybody want to solve anything to suit them?
I want to solve it to help them.
You know what I promise you, Dan?
The homeless people don't bother me.
Dan, you know what?
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, I know. But, Dan, you know what?
What?
Your apartment is not the cleanest either, so you don't live by my standards. So,
I should have a couple of homeless people living with me, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, right?
Not exactly even close to that, okay? Not exactly even close to that. I don't even, you act like I'm being a snob. I'm not being a snob at all. I'm saying that it's inconvenient for me to have to, when I want to go someplace, to have to encounter that. First off, it's unpleasant. I don't like it. It breaks my heart to see people not have homes, to see people dirty, scummy.
We're back to their problem now.
What do you mean?
It's
my problem
you're
that they're
back
on
and
the
forth.
No, it's my problem. They're in my eyesight.
Wow, that's harsh.
Why?
It just is. I didn't know that you wanted to help people because you don't like it. I thought you wanted to help people because they're in pain. That's like suggesting that.
No.
That's like saying you want to patch somebody's wound because you don't like the sight of blood. You think that's why doctors work in a hospital, because they don't like the sight of blood? They're doing it.
What?
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 Nobody said I was a doctor. First off, no said I was a doctor.
But you're out there helping people.
Yeah.
You're not helping people to suit you.
Of course I am.
No, you're not.
We only help others to make ourselves feel good. What do you mean? It's never really about the other people. It's always about yourself.
You think the organization that it's called Doctors Without Borders, they go all over the world into war zones and into famines, and they help starving and injured and people? You think they're doing that for themselves? They're not doing that for them. No, they're not. They're doing it. They're actually doing it because they care about people.
Right, for themselves. They care about people. They're doing it for themselves because that's how that makes them feel good and worthwhile and valuable, and that's how that builds their character. That's what makes who they are. Of course, it's for them. It's for their ego. It's how they're building things.
You have what I consider to be an odd perspective on philanthropy.
Really?
Yeah. Because I don't see philanthropists helping people because they like it.
It makes them feel better about doing something. I disagree.
And we had this conversation at Cynthia's house. We had the same conversation at Cynthia's house a few months ago. Yeah. When I suggested that I was going to go help a kid get a ball out of a tree. Right. And you said I should go do it because it'll make me feel good. Right. I don't do things to make me feel good. I do things because I want to help other people. That's why I help people. I don't help people to make me feel better. My life is not about my feelings. My life is about helping other people improve their own lives. Okay, well, you're an exception to the rule. No, but see, you can't do that. You can't claim... Who said I can't? I'm saying you can't. It's me. Don't you recognize me anymore? Where are you? Where did you go? People. This is very common, and I'm going to make an important point here. Ooh. You cannot speak for others. You can speak for yourself. That's the only one I am speaking for. No, you just said that I was alone and everybody else thinks like you do. I have a feeling most people do. You have a feeling. Okay. You have a feeling. Oh, okay. Well, I'm wrong then. Because of your feeling that everybody else is like you. Oh, okay. Well, pretty much. But Albert Schweitzer is like you. That Joan Kroc gave away $2 billion because it made her feel better. That's and also goofy. For tax reasons. Oh, yeah. What? You don't want the truth? People give away money anonymously. They want no glory. But they also get taxes deducted. They don't give it anonymously that way, I promise you. You don't know that. I promise. You don't know? I'm so sure. I give money away anonymously. I mean, I understand that I'm different. But yes, you are. Yes, you are, mister. But I don't think I'm alone here. Okay. You might not be alone, but you are an exception. I'm the minority? Yes. The vast minority? Yes. I don't know if that's a word. There is a vast majority, which means most people, but I don't know if there's a vast minority. I think there's a vast minority, and you're in it. I don't know if the word works. I don't know if the words work like that. You're in it. And I'm in it. We could call somebody and ask. We need to call about 1 billion people and ask all of them. Okay. People that serve, like Schwarzenegger. Right? Yeah. He's not. Well, he's already rich, so maybe that's a bad example. But people, working in a soup kitchen, who were helping people. You know what? I've done all that, and you know what though? You're not doing it now. No, but I will tell you, I've done all that, and for me, when I did that, and I still do things that will, I think, hopefully, be regarded as a nice gesture. When you give Donna money, I mean, that's you buy people medicine. Right. I bought medicine for some lady yesterday, and I got them all a meal. I'm surprised to learn that you do that because it makes you feel better. I don't know why that's a surprise to me. Why is that a surprise to you? Because I didn't know that you were doing it to suit you. I do everything to suit me. Does that surprise you? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I thought you were larger than that. No. I'm quite shallow. To my mind, that's the irony of it all. It looks real good, but quite frankly, so it's all an act on your part, then, right? It's all smoke and mirrors. No, I really do these things. I really do the things to help people because I like
I like people, basically, and I don't think that they should be sick like they are and that we shouldn't have as many problems that we have. I just don't see it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I do documentaries on things. That's why I'm fascinated by human behavior. Because for me, if there's something that I don't like in my life, I try to change it. I'm not saying that I'm great at it always, because you see my own struggles. And know that I most of the time don't have the answers, and it's more frustrating. You know, this world is very confusing, and you think that you have something, and then all of a sudden you don't really got it.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
He's not there.
3-1.
Who are we calling?
Charles.
Oh, Charles is a horny drunk. I don't think he's a good example. You were calling him to get his opinion?
Yeah.
I already know his opinion.
What's his opinion gonna
He's
be?
a horny drunk.
Oh, like most men. Welcome to the male population. He is like most men.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is not horny, and mostly who's not drunk? That's the things that I want to know.
You know,
Hello.
We're here.
Oh, okay. Dan will let you in.
Okay.
Okay, the garage, right?
Oh, okay, in the garage. All right.
Okay, bye.
The front door is actually open. Just come to the front.
Pardon me?
Come to the front.
She says the front door's open.
Okay. No, you have to go unlock the front door.
Oh.
But the gate is open.
Oh.
And I'll keep everybody entertained while you're gone.
Anyway.
Well, we have to at least wrap it up and say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, God. No, not like that. Just.
We have an audience of none,
I-
okay?
I know, but that's not. No, we cannot do it.
Thanks for coming. Have a good
Just
day.
go unlock
Talk to you
the
tomorrow.
door and then-
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Tinky Winky, bye-bye.
Tinky Winky. Have Dory come back up here. And so I'm going to respond to Dan, even though he can't really hear me, but I'm going to say it really loud so he can. And so what I think, ooh, my kitty's really beautiful. He's all nice and clean. What I think is most men are drunk, and most men are horny, and it's all okay. And that's just what it is. So, you know what? You can't talk to yourself, because then all of a sudden the conversation, you don't really have a conversation anymore. So I can't even really do the radio until Dan comes back. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. I decided that without you here.
Yeah. It's a much better show.
No, the show can't go on.
Can't go on without
No, because it's a conversation that we're
I'm
having.
indispensable.
Yeah. It was a conversation we were having, so
Yeah.
I realized that I couldn't, I was trying to respond to you. I couldn't.
Suddenly I wasn't there to respond to.
Exactly. So I lost my train of thought, and
Okay.
hey, But I
Okay.
just want to say this to that.
Okay, go ahead, Nixon.
You won't have me to kick around anymore. That's why I'm telling you on this side, when I see that, it's not that I don't want to help them. That is definitely a secondary part of it, but I've had to look at it for myself on why I do anything, Dan, with the homeless, why I did the documentary, and I've had to examine for myself.
There's an echo. There's a weird echo.
There's a weird echo?
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
Okay.
So you've had to examine your own motives.
Yeah, and really
Okay.
what I found out is it really is for me to make the world a better place, but really for me. Because I don't think it's right that we have
It's an odd
that
perspective
kind of...
that your desire to help others is rooted in selfishness. That's what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And I
to
don't,
make the world a better place.
and I disagree. I know I can't disagree. You're telling me who you are.
You
I can't
disagree with
Right.
my character?
Right. It's a joke.
What?
You did it to me years ago.
What?
I was telling you who I was. You went, I disagree. it was a joke.
No, I'm not that at all.
It was a joke. So,
But I think it's also in defining who you are as a character, and my motives are all about making the world a better place, because I think we're capable of that as human beings, and I'm disgusted by most of us. I really am. In fact, I just so much of the time don't even want to associate myself with being a human being. And sometimes I'm disgusted with myself on the way I look because of the way society has us pegged and how we're supposed to look. and it's not natural. Things on how they're planned out for us and how we're. What was the word that Donna kept using yesterday? Census reality.
Consensus.
Oh, consensus
reality.
Consensus reality.
Yeah. You have to conform to consensus reality.
If you can conform to consensus reality, then you're sane.
Right.
And then anything else beyond that is insane.
Right.
That's whacked.
Well, it's the same point I've made about John Nash, who was in A Beautiful Mind was a story of John Nash. He said sanity is a form of conformity. It's the same issue. If you can get along in society, we call that sane. If you expose the turmoil in your own head, then
which is freaky.
We call that insane.
Which is real freaky.
It's a matter of social skills and coping skills.
Oh, my sister just got here with a shiny blue shirt. Hi, Dory.
That's good radio.
But it is.
What are her shoes like?
Your guest today?
My guest today is Dory.
We're done, and she won't let me say goodbye.
I know.
Yeah.
But Dory can just say hi real quick.
She thinks we have to close in some professional way or something.
There you go.
Hello.
She even gets her own headset for 1 second and just gets to say hello and talk to us and say goodbye. We're going to go have a fabulous lunch. So you do have to get close to the mic like you were.
Yellow.
That's good radio.
Man.
That's good ham.
Man, that's good. Will you flip that up, Dan? Yeah. Man, that's good radio.
I've been assured that no one's listening.
We have an audience of none. She's worried about her professionalism. We got nobody listening.
Yeah, you're assured that no one is watching and listening.
We don't even know what we're doing here.
Because they really couldn't watch, right?
We need to talk
No,
about
they can't watch. But you know what? Actually, I'm going to get little cameras. They will be able to once I figure this out. I'm going to have my own little network. And
One little puppet show.
this is the puppet show. Dan and I decided yesterday.
Once we have an audience, then we'll have something to market.
Well, if you guys would make up with Chuck, you'd have an audience for sure.
Why? Oh, Chuck would be one.
He misses everybody.
Chuck would be one audience.
He's only got one person to do comedy for.
One.
Me.
Oh, damn.
Used to have three.
Yeah, that's a drag.
Down to one.
He's down to one.
He's hurting big time. He has no audience. Donna just can't appreciate it.
No, because it's Crews humor.
It's Crews humor.
Yeah. Crews humor is pretty whacked.
Well,
Yeah, thanks, Dan. That's real exciting.
That's good radio.
He hasn't got
That's
his
like
hair.
our theme.
He hasn't got his hair cut for a while, so he was saying that he was like Saskatchewan man or something.
Sasquatch?
Yeah,
Saskatchewan? Saskatchewan? How come that workspace keeps coming up? I do not know.
I don't know. How come it keeps
understand.
shutting off? You have to keep clicking that.
I know.
Oh.
Because I have a problem computer. And
So
that's
did
why.
you want to call Guitar Center?
No, I'm done with the calls, but I'll call afterwards.
Can we
'cause we're
say
gonna go eat.
goodbye and eat?
All right.
I had a bowl of cereal this morning. I'm hungry.
The little guy.
Little guy's probably hungry. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Dory.
Thanks for listening.
Bye, Dan.
Nobody.
Thanks, nobody. Thanks, nobody.
And we'll
for
talk
knowing.
to nobody next week.
Welcome to our show. We're just starting over now since Dan said that. Because we have one audience
She
member
won't
now.
let me eat. You'd think she wouldn't be able to stop me. Who knew? She holds some magical power over me.
It's the magical beast,
It's the
Lisa.
cruise thing.
Okay.
Oh, I'm off, right?
Bye. Yeah, no, actually, you would be, if you're talking,
can
you're
still
in.
hear you.
We
Yeah.
can still hear you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thanks
everybody.
for coming. Talk to you next week. And thanks to Starbucks for promoting our show.
Nope.